And we are back here in the control room again today as more logo chaos continues on the 330. And this is Mr. Tim right here. He'll be operating the logos and seeing what he could do to bring in one of the most popular local television news programs of 2004. Ready for this, Mr. Tim? Here is the logo for the 330. Cox Communications. Day 3 of the 330 bloopers, and this is what you'll get.
Yes, and Cox Communications does not belong on the 330. Cox Communications belongs to Fox 23 and News on 6. But what if I put St. John on here? Cox Communications would be part of St. John Health System.
Mr. Tim, you do not understand. The 330 does not mean Cox Communications and St. John Health System.
But what if I painted over the St. John emblem?
Mr. Tim, this is permanent paint that never comes off. It would ruin the emblem. And it belongs to St. John Health System in Tulsa. And did you just put WD right next to it? I said no logos on the 330.
And I would remove the health system from the St. John logo if I were you, then put the communications right in place of it.
Mr. Tim, are you trying to merge with Cox Communications?
For Cox Communications, yes, but actually, St. John would merge with WB.
What if Miles Neff sees all of this? Mr. Tim, St. John does not need to merge with WB.
St. John Communications, WB, Price was right.
Mr. Tim, Price wasn't right that St. John Communications merges with WB. Let's move on to the next one. Dirty Jobs. Dirty Jobs was hosted by Mike Rowe.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and this is my job.
And you're not Mike Rowe, and that isn't your job. Final answer.
Even if it's not too dirty, yes, final answer.
Miles Neff and Donald Trump. They don't need to be on the 330 anyway.
And wait until Miles Neff sees his own face alongside Donald Trump's. But what does Miles Neff think? They're both funded by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. And what does he think he's bringing a PDF gas mask?
Mr. Tim, listen, you don't understand, but does Miles Neff and Donald Trump think that they're both funded by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and they want to bring a PDF gas mask to the 330 on Oklahoma's News Channel 8? No. Miles Neff, Donald Trump, CTV, and PDF gas mask. Mr. Tim, get rid of these four and bring up the proper logo. Now, IOP Express. Mr. Tim, does Miles Neff want to see IOP Express appear in the 330? No, Mr. Tim, again, for the 14th time, please bring up the proper logo or I will call on Miles Neff.
Seinfeld. WGBH. What does Miles Neff think that Seinfeld would be described by WGBH?
Oh, for the last time, Mr. Tim, please bring up the proper logo or I will call on Miles Neff. Is it almost 3:30? No, Mr. Tin, you cannot say, is it almost 3:30, to every viewer there is, watching the 3:30 on Oklahoma's News Channel 8. Alright, so now, you have your 50-50, phone a friend and ask the audience. And play House Disney and Xbox 360. And take a look at the television screen right now. Play House Disney and Xbox 360. You have your three lifelines, which one do you prefer?
50-50.
Okay, 50-50, and 50-50 you've already used so far. Going 50-50 with Miles Neff, what does he think? No, Play House Disney and Xbox 360 are not on the 3:30. I am getting ready to call on Miles Neff right this minute. Miles Neff is coming by right now. You have already used your 50-50, and Play House Disney should be changed to the THE, and Xbox 360 should be changed to 3:30, 3:30. Miles Neff.
Mr. Clinton, how are you doing?
We're doing great. As you know, Mr. Tin has used his 50-50, and now we're showing you this picture right here on this monitor. Play House Disney and Xbox 360.
Play House Disney, Xbox 360. Mr. Tin, we're gonna have a talk in my office right now. Mr. Tin, this is why you're doing the 3:30, not such a children's programming block and video game system situation that is part of Oklahoma's News Channel 8. And Mr. Moon, the 3:30 is part of Oklahoma's News Channel 8. And Mr. Tin, next time, no more Play House Disney and no more Xbox 360. And Mr. Tin has already used his 50-50 to challenge against me. Next time, don't do it again.
Mr. Tin, no more Play House Disney or Xbox 360. If you want these two, go to another station, but not Oklahoma's News Channel 8. Oklahoma's News Channel 8. Coverage you can count on, Mr. Tin. Play House Disney, and Xbox 360 at 360, Mr. Tin, you are not to ever talk about Play House Disney or Xbox 360 at 360, CEC, Chuck E. Cheese, CEC, Chuck E. Cheese. That's a wrap, Mr. Tin, we are out of here. We are not doing all this again. Play House Disney and Xbox 360, what is wrong with you? Sphincter.